Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about writing base 10 numbers in expanded form. You can think of base 10 numbers in expanded form as taking a number and then stretching it out into what makes it up. It's really similar to uniform, which we did last week, so if you did well with that, this should be no problem for you. Let's take a look and review what each of our forms is. So, quick review says that standard form is numbers as symbols, just how we normally write numbers. Uniform is what we practiced on Thursday and Friday, where we write numbers as their place value pieces. Word form is numbers as words, and expanded form is numbers as a number sentence. We're going to go ahead and take a look at an example of one on the next page. Let's look at the number 111. It's here in the center of this circle. Now, you might see something like similar to this, or you might have already seen one like this. This is a number 4 practice sheet. So, what I have done is I have a number in the center, and in each of the 4 corners, I have written one of the different forms that numbers can be represented in. And what it's asking is for us to show just how this number in the center, in our case, 111, looks in each of these different forms. So standard form is the easiest. 111 just looks like this. 111. And that's already been done for us in the center if we look at it. Word form requires us to spell out the word spell out the words that the number is represented by. So 111. There we go. We've done word form. 111. You can see here 100. And then the second part, 11, which is our number in the center. Uniform is what we did last week, where we did things and we broke them into their components from the place value chart. So this has this number has some number of hundreds, some number of tens, and some number of ones. And as we know, to solve this kind of problem, we need to look at each individual place available to us in this number. So looking at the ones place, let's go ahead and look at the ones place first. In the ones place, we have a 1, so we would just fill that out here. Now let's look at the tens place. Well, we also have 110, so... And last but not least, look at the hundreds. We also have a 1 there. So the unit form for the number 111 is 100, has 100, 110, and 1. So if you're a little confused about how uniform works, well, we just got a quick refresher. Okay, so lastly, we're looking at our new form that we're talking about today, expanded form, which is numbers written as a number sentence. Now, believe it or not, because we've done uniform, expanded form is really easy. So when we're doing expanded form, we're looking at the place values again, and we're doing it because we want to write the place values as a number sentence, because every value in those place values will add up to the big number in the middle. So let's see. Let's look at what we did for unit form over here. In unit form, we said there's 100, so we write down 100. And now when we're doing expanded form, we're trying to write the components that make something up. So it's not just 100 by itself. 111 has more than just 100. So we need to make sure that we add the rest of the stuff in. So we start with 100 plus, let's look at the next place. There's 110. So it's a 10. And are we done yet? No, right. We have one place value left, so we have to make sure we add in that last place value. And that last value is worth 1. So in expanded form, 111 looks like 100 plus 10 plus 1. And that's it. That's as simple as it is. It's taking what we did with unit form, which is recognize what's in each place value, and then create a number sentence from it. So this is how you can represent 111 4 different ways. Let's go ahead and look at another example. This time we're going to be looking at what happens when the number is already in expanded form and what we need to do. So let's look at this number here. Well, here we have our expanded form. And now we're going to need to squish it together. We're going to take both sides of this number and we're going to squeeze it together to try to make it into its unit form. Before we do that, we got to look at each place value and piece things together. So let's do a place value chart, but we're going to do things in reverse. Instead of trying to break things apart, we're going to try using this place value chart to put stuff together. So ones, tens, and hundreds like normal. So let's look at our number up here, 200 plus 40 plus 3. Well, let's take these numbers and place them into our place value chart. Let's start with the really easy one, 200. 200 obviously has hundreds in it, so we can go ahead and drop it into the hundreds side. And since there are two hundreds in our place value chart, we put there are 2 in the hundreds place. Okay, now let's look at the next number, the number 40. Well, 40 is a multiple of 10. We know that. We've counted by tens, and every time we have, 40 has popped up somewhere. So that means that 40 goes in the tens place. And we can see that there are 4 tens here. So in the tens place, we put 4. And lastly, we have the number 3. The number 3 doesn't have any zeros after it, so it's a 1. And we can put that in the ones place. So that means our number 200 plus 40 plus 3 is equal to 2 in the hundreds place, 4 in the tens place, 3 in the ones place, which is the number 243. And this applies to any numbers that we'll be using expanded form for. And expanded form just lets us easily see what each place value contributes to a number. So we can see that in the number 243, we can write there are 2 hundreds, 4 tens, 3 ones, but we also see here that means there's 240 and 3 in that number. So how does this feel? Does it seem hard? More than likely it doesn't, especially after the practice you put in with unit form. So I hope this comes naturally to you. I look forward to seeing you in class, and I hope you're ready to go.